Hello everybody and welcome. I've gone ahead and pulled out an oldie but goodie for Flight Sim 2024. It is the FG-1D Corsair from Milviz. This aircraft's been out for a few years. It was designed for 2020, but it does work for 2024. We're going to fly it around Honolulu or the Hawaii area and see how it does. Now, this aircraft is probably one of my favorite World War II Pacific Theater aircrafts. It is nicknamed the Whistling Death by the Japanese. Absolute beautiful aircraft. It was used during World War II and the Korean War, and we're going to fly it around like I said. So let's go ahead and jump inside and get her started. There's a little quirk with starting her up in 2024 that I found, and well, I haven't really found a fix for it. At least, I mean, if you guys know a fix, let me know if I'm doing something wrong at the same time as well. But it doesn't really want to start normal. Like, I'll go through the full procedure, the correct procedure from what I've found online from others, what others did, and it just doesn't work. So let's replicate what they did. So let's go main tank. Main tank is on. Let's go ahead and we're gonna bring the mixture all the way down to idle cutoff. We're gonna crack it, the throttle a little bit. We're gonna also come over here. And let's see I'm trying to remember everything again. We're gonna pump the hydraulic hand pump. Watch this little dial, it'll go up. We'll go put it up to right there. I think that says 10. Let's go ahead and turn on the battery. The fuel pump. We're also going to turn on the primer for about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and off. Put the magneto to both. And the starter. And nothing. Like I said, I do everything correct. And it just doesn't want to do it. Am I on the right fuel tank? That's reserve, right, left. Let's see if we do it on the external tank, since we do have external tanks. Nothing. All right, so we're gonna go back to the main tank, and we're gonna do the old cheateroo. Control E. And none of the dials really change, or the buttons, or the switches, and she starts up fine that way. And the brake's not even turned on. All right, so let's go ahead and fold down the wings. Wings locked. Fold the wings down. Wings are down. We're looking good. We already have the mixture up to rich. Throttle's at 6%. And I think we're good to go to take off. Runway's just right there, so we're just gonna go across the way. Let's go ahead and go. Brakes are off. Put the flaps down for takeoff. Now I'm gonna let you know, and this is a fair warning, that my since this is a tail dragger, I am absolutely horrible. Let me turn on the head tracker. I'm absolutely horrible at tail draggers for takeoffs. So if this thing wobbles around, does some crazy stuff, I do apologize. I'm absolutely god awful at this. So I'm gonna try to see if I can remember how to do this takeoff. All right, so we're lined up ish. Yeah. So if I remember correctly, you have to lock the toe. I'm sure this is... Which button is it to lock the rear tail wheel lock? Now it's locked. All right, so that will help it not squirrely around in the back end. Yes, squirrely. I used the word squirrely. All right, let's go ahead and give it power. So the key thing with the Corsair, this Corsair comes with it's a Pratt & Whitney, what size engine? A Pratt & Whitney R-2800 dual or double Wasp, a 2,000 horsepower engine. Back in the day, this thing was like very, very powerful engine. All right, let's give her some juice. You do not want to give her full throttle because she will do some really crazy things. She did in real life. All right. Push the nose down so we can get the back wheels off the ground, or back tires off. Like I said, not great at tail dragger takeoff. God, this is going to be a horrible flyby. And lift the nose up, lift the nose up, lift the nose. Come on. Yeah, we're off the ground. This is going to be, that will be a terrible fly. We're going to do a replay of that, but I mean, that was awful. All right, manifold pressure. We don't want to go over 50, I believe. You will blow your engine if you exceed, I think that's pressure. That's the manifold pressure down there. All right, let's go ahead and turn on the, we're gonna put the supercharger up to high, because I like the sound of the supercharger. This thing was called the Whistling Death for a reason. And, well, this thing actually does have the whistling to it. Love the Corsair. Let's see if we can get the whistle on the outside. But yeah, we're over Honolulu. We're actually over, yeah, Honolulu's just over that in that direction over there. Let's go ahead and see if we can nose her down and get that whistle. Where is it? I got it out of you before. We'll get it here in a minute. We gotta get altitude, I believe. But yeah, she's a beauty. I didn't even turn on any of the lights. External lights to flash, wing light, dim, tail light, bright, formation light, section, approach lights. Oh, there's approach lights. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I haven't really flown this plane too much. I've actually seen one of these things in person at a air show, and I have to say, this thing, these Corsairs are mean. They're built here in Ohio too. Every one of them were built in Akron, Ohio. Some fun facts about the aircraft is that it has 6 50 cal machine guns. It can also carry bombs and rockets. The Goodyear was one of the companies that was contracted to produce the Corsair. So that's why it was produced in Akron, Ohio, because Akron, Ohio has the Goodyear plant. And so they retrofitted the Goodyear plant to be able to produce the Corsair for a while. So the FG unit, which this version right here was, which was produced at Akron, or in Akron. I feel like that didn't make, words make no sense while flying. Just like when I race, words make no sense. No, so the FG model, which this is the FG, was produced in Akron, Ohio. Really, really cool. So the Pratt & Whitney engine was a 18-cylinder air-cooled radial aircraft engine with a displacement of 2,800 cubic inch. That's 46 liters. So yeah, that just tells you a lot about this aircraft already. This thing was powerful. So it also, and I remember this like off the top of my head, this aircraft also, if you gave it too much power when it takes off the aircraft carrier, it will want to twist itself up on the, like, from one side and flip itself when it takes off. So that's why you do not want to give this thing a ton of power, or else it'll end up flipping itself. The torque was just unbelievable. There's Honolulu. There it is. You hear the whistle now, the supercharger. Just ever so faintly. Had to get back in the cockpit. Wasn't sure where the skyscrapers were, and there they are. Downtown Honolulu. Manifolds looking good pressure wise. So in this plane, you can actually blow the engine up and you have oil all over the cockpit windows. Am I going to do that? No. If you want me to do another video of displaying a blown engine and trying to save it, let me know in the comment section below. You can also overheat the engine. It will actually tell you water injection, all this stuff will light up. Gotta say, Hawaii actually looks good in this sim. Dive down to the shoreline. Let's go up in the mountains now. Buzz these housetops, they're probably like, what the heck's going on? Everything's looking good. Altitude is climbing. RPMs is looking good. Speed is really good, and we're well in the green on everything. Up in the clouds, up inside the mountains. Kind of flying this is like it's a fighter jet, but it's not a jet. That is a fighter though. I believe the Corsair also shot down, has been able to shoot down a an actual fighter jet of I don't know if it was Japanese or Korean or Chinese. I don't know. I know it was able to shoot down a fighter before, a jet fighter before. P-51 was able to as well. Maybe I'm getting them both confused. I'm having way too much fun. Landing this thing is going to be tricky because like I said, I'm horrible with tail draggers. All right, let's go ahead and jettison our fuel tanks. 1 and 2 is gone. And the center one is right here. And released. Now we look like a workhorse there that actually has agility now. I do like that. That is kind of crazy, the shape of the wings. I know there's a purpose to it, I just can't think of it off the top of my head. In my fact sheet, I don't want to twist my head all the time, because if I do, you're gonna see all that unless I just disable the tracker like that. So yeah, this was actually a very highly effective fighter bomber in World War II. Japanese actually feared this aircraft, hence why they nicknamed it the Whistling Death. Yeah, they kept this plane in service for quite a while due to its sheer abilities that it has. What is that out there? I see something out there in the ocean. Let's go check it out. Let's go check out what this is. Hear the whistle again? I might not full throttle. We're overloading. The manifold is, yeah, it's over red line. What is this? Is that a warship? Nah. When did this get out here in that Hawaii area? Is that the Zandwalt? It's the Zandwalt. USS Independence, I believe. When did that get put out here in Hawaii? I wonder if that's part of Miltech's pack. If that is, I didn't even know that was here. Next video, we're going to be using the Zandwalt then. We'll be doing a landing on the Zandwalt. We'll fly in on the coast on the wall, on the deck. Below radar level. Geez, at these speeds, it's actually hard to keep her down here. Oh yeah, I have a lot of fun with this aircraft. She's a fun one. I felt that it was only right to use this aircraft and at Hawaii, since this was a Pacific Theater aircraft. Only appropriate. All right, let's find an airport and we can land there. She flies really good though. That's the only issue I have, is starting her up. And I swear the way I'm starting her up is legitimately what it's supposed to do, what you're supposed to do. I don't know if it's an issue with Flight Sim 2024, but it's just a minor issue. It's nothing that's like a big deal. As long as you know you did it right and you just hit that Control E, I think everything will be fine. But if I am doing things incorrectly, let me know in the comment section below and I will correct that issue. I really wish these mirrors actually worked. Click that, that goes away. Manifold pressure is pretty much at the limit. We're in the green. Let's find the airport we took off from, and we'll land back there. I think it's right there. I want to say it's that. Or is there one over here? We'll go over here and check it out. Oh, look over here. Naval shipyard. Couple destroyers, it looks like. Amphibious carriers. I don't think those are considered aircraft. I think those are amphibious carriers. Yeah, we didn't take off from that airport. That's actually the international airport. Did not take off from there. Oh, there's something that just flew my eye. And no, it's not the plane. There it is. I see it over there. Let's go back in here and prep for landing. Flaps. Gears coming down. Or I thought they are. Maybe I'm going too fast. Full flaps. There we go. I was just like, well, okay, where's my gears? Come on, flaps, where are you at? It's gonna be an awful landing. I already can warn you. Am I on the ground? And there we go. Well, we broke the props. And we're going into a neighborhood. Well, that's what happens when you, we came in a little too hot. I will admit to that. We came in way too hot. That was bad. That was really bad. I'm going to give that rating a flat 0. 0 out of 10. Easily. But, oh well. We have our mistakes. It happens. Like I said, tail draggers, I'm absolutely garbage at landing. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Zan Walt coming up next.